For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful beaded earrings. I love how they turned out in the end, and I'm going to make this a slow step-by-step tutorial. So let's make a start. I'll show you my supplies. So for this project, grab yourself 4 different colors of beads and 2 earring hooks. You'll also need a thread and a needle to help us do our brick stitch. To make a start, I'm going to get 4 of my pink beads and thread them through the needle. And I'm going to secure them in place by putting my needle through all 4 of them, like so. So as you can see, I'm putting it in a sort of a square shape. And then what I will do is secure it in place by tying a knot. And you can tie a knot however you want. This is just a way I tie my knot to keep these beads in place. And then what I'll do is go ahead and do another knot just to make sure it's extra secure. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put my needle through one of these beads and add my smaller silver beads in. So I'm going to do this one by one in between each of these pink beads. So as you can see, I've just got my bead and I've threaded it through, and then I've got another one, and I'll do this 4 times. As you can see, I'm going sort of slowly because I want my tutorials to be a bit more beginner friendly, so that everyone can see each step and know exactly where I'm putting my beads, my needle and my thread. So let's go ahead and add our one last silver bead and secure in place. This time I'm going to go through my pink and silver bead to complete this part. Let's go ahead and add our 4 green beads. So as you can see, I'm putting my needle through the one silver bead I have here, and I'm going to pull that through. And then I'll go through one of my green beads like so and pull my thread through. So at this point, I will just flip my work around like this. And then we can go ahead and start adding our silver beads. So I've got one of my silver beads and I'm putting it through these 2 green beads. And I'm going to do a very similar thing and grab another silver bead and put it through these 2 green beads. And then I'll do another silver bead here. When I add my silver bead this time, I'll put my needle through the green and silver bead together. And then I'm just going to go through the green and silver bead again to secure that in place. And I'll go through the green and silver bead one more time. There we go. Next, we're going to add another set of 4 pink beads. So I'm going to grab all 4 and go through the upper silver bead like so. I'll flip my work around, and then between each of these pink beads, again, we're just going to add our smaller silver beads. I'm just going to stop talking for a bit so you can watch what I'm doing closely. Right, it is looking good so far. So let's go through our pink and silver bead because it's time to add another set of green beads. Go ahead and grab 4 more of your green beads. And then we're going to go through the silver bead like so. You can see it's starting to form a really nice pattern, And at this point, you should be sort of getting used to the pattern. So again, I'm going to go ahead and add all my silver beads. I'm now adding my last silver bead in place. And now I'm just going to move up in the work by going through 2 beads like so. And I'll do that again. And I'll flip my work over again. Go ahead and grab 4 more pink beads. We're going to do the exact same thing where I add this on the silver bead at the top here. And then I'll put 4 silver beads in between. I'll stop talking while I do this bit so you can watch what I'm doing. Right, I'm adding my last silver bead and I'll put it through the pink and silver bead to secure that in place. And as usual, I'll just travel up these beads again. It's now time to add our 4 green beads. So through this silver bead right here, I'll go ahead and do an exact similar stitch that I've just done and add my 4 silver beads in between. Here we go, we're adding our last silver bead here. You can see that it's all coming together quite nicely. I'm just going to go through these 2 beads. And at this point, we're going to add 4 more of our pink beads. And I'm going to go through this silver bead right here. And then I'll go ahead and add my 4 tiny silver beads in between each of these pink beads. Right, so now we're going to add 4 more of our green beads. So I'm going to travel up these 2 beads right here, as I want to put my 4 green beads on this silver bead here. So I'm going to get my beads and secure them in place. This part will be done a little differently as we're going to join our green beads to our pink beads. So I'm going to add 1 silver bead here, and I'll show you how I'm joining this as well. So as you can see, I won't be using my normal amount of silver beads here. Let's grab one silver bead, put it through here. And then at this point, I'm going to try and join with the pink beads. So what I'll do is, with that silver bead, I'll go down with my thread and this will join it like so. Then I'll go through my single green bead. And at this point, I'm going to add my final silver bead here. You can see the shape has formed quite nicely now. So I've added my last silver bead here. So what we need to do now is add our green beads in the middle. But before I do that, I'm just going to weave through my work so I can secure all the beads in place. When you reach this point here, what we'll do is we'll add our lighter green beads. I'm getting my lighter green bead here, and then what I'll do is thread through this silver bead and pull it through. Then I'll grab another lighter green bead and then go through the next silver bead. And then grab one more light green bead and put it through the silver bead here. And then I'll do that one more time for my one last light green bead. And now we need to add our earring part. So what you'll do is travel up your work like this to where this silver bead is, and then go through it. And then when you reach this point on your needle, add 2 silver beads, your hook, and then another 2 silver beads like this. And the silver bead that's on the other side, I'll put my needle through that to secure this in place. So I'll go through the silver and the pink bead, like so. And then I'm just taking my thread through the beads just to secure everything in place so it's nice and tight. I'm just going to go through this part again as well. I am loving how this is turning out. I think the pattern is so gorgeous, and of course you can use whatever color beads you want. And again, I'm just going to go through my work with my needle like this. So as I'm going through this, what I'm going to do is tie a knot with my thread, and then I'll carry on weaving through. So I'll put my first knot after this bead, and you can see how I do that. And I'll put my needle through this loop to tie the knot, and then I'll move through my work again and do a very similar thing. At this point, our earring is nicely secured, so I'm going to cut the thread. Our project's now complete, and I've made 2 of these. Do let me know what you thought of this tutorial, and if you want more of these in the future, please subscribe to my channel, comment, like, share, and I'll see you soon.